Hey folks, Daily Landsblog for the 14th of June 2020. We have now done 50 episodes of Isolation Nation. 50 episodes of, well, maybe the first couple. The first one was great. We had a couple of technically really challenging ones. But I feel like I have learned so much that it's crazy. I feel like I know so much more about mental illness and in particular about addiction. Case, how many people do you think we've had on the show that are in recovery?
10, 12?
Yeah, I was going to say a dozen. And so you speak to a dozen people, and we all sort of have preconceived notions of what addiction is. And over time, the definition of what addiction is and the assigning of blame, I think, has changed greatly. But here's the thing: even for me, a guy who talks about mental health all the time, I have a brother who's in recovery and has done amazingly well. But I grew up with him, and everything that you would picture from the old days that an alcoholic was not him. But still, I think it wasn't until doing this show that I started to realize just what it was all about. And it was like yesterday on the show, or Friday on the show, we had Sean Cullen on, who's been just so fabulous for us. Natalie Harris, paramedic Nat, Alonzo Bowden, he won Last Comic Standing. We also had Brant Myers, NHL player, Daniel Carcillo, NHL player, and Jordan Tutu. So you got 6 people there. All of them have accomplished many of the things they wanted to accomplish in their life, and each one has been an addict from 32 years sober to 60 days sober. But they all had this one thing in common. They all struggled with who they were. They all struggled with self-confidence. They all felt like, I don't belong. And it's to me, it's like the perfect example is the house party. You know, like you get invited to a house party and you're just about to knock on the door and you realize, man, I'm not comfortable walking in. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what's going to be expected of me because chances are nothing's going to be expected of me. You couldn't really fail. Did you say ow, Case?
He's biting my
Hey, Riggs.
foot.
Hey,
Ow.
pass this over here. I'll get a shot of him.
Nah.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
I got it.
So it's not like when you walk into a house party that you have to perform. Like, how could you screw that up? Yet that feeling of not wanting to open the door, I think, is at the very base of why people get addicted. Now, don't go, oh, well, he thinks everyone's like that. No, I don't think everyone's like that. And that may only be a fraction of how this manifests itself. But this feeling that if I take a drink, I just feel a little bit looser. If I take 2 drinks, I just feel, yeah, you know what? I'm starting to feel pretty good. I take 3 drinks and all of a sudden now I could give a shit who sees me when I walk in. And that is incredibly dangerous. You must watch this show. Not because it's our show. It has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you though, if there's anybody that you think may have a problem with addiction, watch this show. And one of the best things about it, by the way, SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day. We didn't do one yesterday, Case, so I think we should pay a penalty for that.
Yeah, let's just go 418 days.
418 days a year. We're here because of the messages that we can share that aren't ours, they're somebody else's. And Jordan Tutu told this incredibly touching story. He talked about his brother Terrence, who took his life, and how much he idolized his brother. And I mean, this story is just so painful. His brother left him a note, and the note just said 3 things. It just said, go all the way, you are the man, take care of family. And he said he read the note and he thought, well, that's weird. My brother never talks like that. He said, I crumpled it up, threw it away, went about my day. I learned later that day my brother was dead, that he had taken his own life. And I'm listening to that story and I'm thinking to myself, because I have an older brother who I just told you about. It was just really profound. And you know what? I've grown to love guys like Jordan Tutu because of their honesty and because they have compassion now for themselves which is way tougher than I ever thought it would be. That's it, Case. I'm done.